Antano from ASF Media here. I'm actually doing my first ever product review, so we'll see how this goes. Here I have the SpeedyBee F405 all-in-one board. They sent this to me with a discount code. I am not sponsored. However, this was a thank you gift for taking part in a survey. They're not paying me in any way, and I did have to pay for this. Not full price, but I did have to pay for this with my own money. They're not going to get any say in what the video says about it, so it'll be my own honest reviews. So yeah, figured I'd get that out of the way first. Okay. So, to start this off, comes in this cute little package. I did already open it up just to make sure that I know what's in here, but it was sealed with the standard two little pieces of plastic right here along the sides. So let's open this on up. So we pop open the box, and it's a very nice little slow open box. And inside you get this adorable little SpeedyBee welcome card. And this is also just the whole instruction pamphlet about how it all works. We can dig into that a little bit later. So inside the box, here you've got 5 different things right on the top. Obviously front and center we've got the actual all-in-one board itself here. This is a 25 by 25 millimeter all-in-one board. So that means that the center of each of these 4 mounting screws is 25 millimeters apart on the side lengths. This board, given that it is a SpeedyBee board, does come with Bluetooth, which is an awesome feature that I really like. You can hook it up to your phone while you're out in the field, and if you need to change your PIDs or change your tune or change LEDs or anything like that, you can do that right from your phone. I think this board's actually really pretty. They have this awesome purple heatsink on top and bottom. It also just helps to provide a little bit more rigidity. We've got some information there about the chip. I believe the STM is talking, that first line, I believe that's talking about the gyro that's on it. I can't say I know too much about that, so I won't talk about it. The one thing I do know, it does come with BlueJ installed. BlueJ is a ESC firmware that allows you to have bidirectional D-shot, which basically means that your motors and your flight controller can communicate, and you can get kind of more real-time feedback about the speed of your motors. So the flight controller is able to work with the electronic speed controller and adjust the motors faster and more responsively to wind and other such interruptions, which is awesome. This is a really impressive little all-in-one board. As you can see, it's got tons of solder points all around it. We've got VTXs, we've got battery, we've got 5 volt. I don't see any 9 volt, which I could be wrong about, but yeah, I'm not seeing any 9 volt power sources, so just keep that in mind. If you have anything that needs to be powered with a 9 volt source, this board will not be able to output it. Again, double check that, but from what it's looking like, there's no 9 volt. All of the solder points, I really like the way that SpeedyBee has done this recently. So here you can see this on the battery solder points, which are these 2 right here. They can be soldered on the side. It's kind of hard to tell, but you can see a little bit of the metallic glistening there on the edge, as well as on the bottom. So it gives you lots of flexibility on how you want to mount your motors and all of your components like that. The motor mounts are all on the diagonals here. So we've got, starting on this side down here, we've got motor 1, motor 2, motor 3, and motor 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. The other thing about this that I really like is it does have a USB-C connector on it. And you may be saying to yourself, well, hey, that's a really tiny USB-C connector. Like, why is that thing so tiny? And actually, I have a USB-C cable here that I can test it with. It does plug in. See if you can hear it. I might not be able to catch that, but try that again. It does snap into place. It won't fall out. It's a very solid little connector, which is awesome. And we'll get into that a little bit more in a moment. On the bottom right here, you've got a plug-in port for a DJI Air Unit digital video system, if that's what you're choosing to run. Alrighty, move on to the next part of the box here. So the next thing in the box is this little board. Now you may be saying to yourself, well, I thought this was an all-in-one board. Why is it coming with a second board? Well, this is actually really awesome. This is a soldering practice board. It is just a little PCB board with a whole bunch of solder points on it. And it has a QR code right there, which will actually take you to a video instructing you on how to actually do some soldering. And if you notice, I think this was an incredible attention to detail that they chose. These two boards are actually laid out the same. So you've got your battery terminals here, you've got your battery terminals here, you got your 3 motor pads for motor 1, 3 motor pads for motor 1, etc. This practice board will actually give you a chance to practice soldering before you jump on to soldering on the AIO. Obviously, if you try and do some soldering on this and you burn a pad, that would kind of suck, because then you're out. I think it's $60, 55 to get a new one. So it's awesome that they give you a board to practice soldering on. Next up, over on the right side, we've got these 3 little components over here. First thing is a power distribution board. See if, there we go. So this board here, you've got on this corner here is a voltage in. This is your ground. And for anyone who knows how breadboards work, this works the same way as a breadboard. This ground pin is connected to these 4 connectors over here. And the voltage pin, the voltage in, is connected to these 4 on the left. So anything that you plug in to these on the left will get the same power in that you're putting in on that, which is awesome. So you could run extra peripherals if you want. You can run extra LED strips, stuff like that. Right here is a full-size USB-C connector, so you can plug this into the board if you want. Nice to have an option. You could have a hard-mounted USB-C connector somewhere else on your drone if you don't want to leave the small micro USB-C connector available. I say micro USB-C. It is still a standard USB-C. It's just small. Yeah, and then this board also does have solder points on the bottom, which you can use if you don't want to use the plug-in port there on the side. This board here, which comes in this slot there, is a BEC, which I'm not actually sure what it stands for. I might have to look that up. But from my understanding, basically, it is a voltage regulator. This allows you to take power from the board or from a LiPo battery into, say, a GoPro or a GPS, something like that that needs a consistent voltage. So I think it's really awesome that they include all these things in the box. Next, we're going to go underneath that. So we're going to take off that top layer. Got the quality certificate there that SpeedyBee always includes. And then down here is the accessories box, or accessories cover. So down here is just the standard stuff that you'd use when assembling. You've got some rubber grommets, which is good to put anytime that you might have contact between your carbon fiber frame and any of the electronics of your drone, any of the circuit boards. You want a rubber grommet in between them, because otherwise you will short that out. Some extra squishy gummy standoffs, which is great in case the ones that you have here break. They are pre-installed on the board, which is awesome, because those things are a complete pain. We have some stack mounting screws here. So these are M2 by 20 millimeter screws in this section there. There's 4 of them. And then we've got some more M2 screws here with some nylon hex nuts, which is also great to be able to secure down the board. In this other pouch, we have the power cable. Now, this is important to note. This is an XT30 power cable. Most of my batteries that I use are XT60 batteries. So gotta keep that in mind that this is an XT30 that it comes with. That being said, you can totally solder on an XT60 power cable. I did talk to my representative at SpeedyBee, and they confirmed to me that any battery will work as long as it is a maximum of 4S battery. So you can switch that up to a XT60 if you need. Here you have the capacitor as well as 2 heat shrink, which is awesome that they include there. These cables here are your O3 air unit connection cables that they come with. So it's a 6-pin. It's a 6-pin. Excuse me. Try that again. So in here we've got a 6-pin DJI air unit cable as well as the USB-C extension module pin, which would be for this. So that's just a 4-pin connector that plugs into this device, and then you can solder that onto the board. The last thing that we have here is the Type-C extension module heat shrink. So you can see you've got this black piece of heat shrink back there to go over the USB-C extension module. There's the external BEC transparent heat shrink tube, which is located right here in the front. And again, that's going to go on this module here, just to keep general dust and debris off of it. And the last thing here is the external BEC 6-pin cable. So if I flip it over, you can see in there, there's a male-to-male 6-pin BEC extension cable, which connects onto that. So that is all that we have included, which I think is a pretty comprehensive list of stuff that they include with this flight controller and ESC all-in-one board. Now, like I said, this board is rated for 4S, so if you put a 6S LiPo on this, you will burn the board. Don't put 6S on it, it is rated for 4. I'm sure you could go lower than 4, but don't go higher. It does come with an XT30 cable, so I will need to be getting some XT30 batteries. But yeah, that's what we got. I am planning on getting this installed on this drone here, which was actually the first drone that I built. It's a custom 5-inch freestyle drone built on a budget. It was about 200 bucks. But unfortunately, the SpeedyBee stack that I have in here, it's an F405 stack, it broke. I had some issues with soldering stuff onto it and broke a whole bunch of the solder points. So this drone has been out of commission for a bit, but I think this would be a perfect build to try out this SpeedyBee F405 all-in-one board. This drone was designed for 4S. These motors are, I believe they're 1900 kV, I believe. It doesn't actually look like they say it on the motor. But yeah, these are the Emax 2306 motors. And I believe they're, actually, no, these were the 2400 kV. So definitely rated for 6S. So I'll be rebuilding this soon. And once I get this drone up and running, I will get it out and do some test flights. And I will show you guys how that goes. Alrighty, let's go take a look.